The start of doing anything new is the most difficult. YouTube is certainly no different. There's a lot of skills you need to get good at, from public speaking to editing to writing. To be honest, there's a bunch of university degrees we literally have 4 years dedicated just to this one of those skills. Yeah, I don't want to forget how steep the learning curve was and how painful it actually was to make the first 20 YouTube videos. There was a lot of ups and a lot of downs. So today I wanted to talk to you about my 7 biggest takeaways. Okay, point number 1, literally nobody cares. Looking back at it, I always had a thought about starting YouTube videos, making them for over 6 years. And for one reason or another, I just didn't do it. And literally come down to the underlying fact that I was afraid. I was afraid of not being good at the thing. I was afraid of other people's opinions. I was afraid of what other people say. I was afraid of people thinking that I thought the videos were good, even though they were going to be terrible. And do you know what actually happened when I first published on my very first video? Yeah. Absolutely nothing. Nothing happened. What did I think was going to happen? Did I think somebody's going to literally jump out of the laptop and slap me because videos are so terrible? No. The thing is, no one actually cares as much as you do. It's this kind of spotlight effect. You always think that somebody's always judging you, somebody's always this and that. But in reality, people are so in their head about themselves that they don't really notice the stuff you're doing. Let's say you're walking on the way to work, on the way to uni or whatever, and you see somebody trip up. You might think about it for 2 seconds. You might even smile or laugh. But in the next 10, 20 seconds, you go back to thinking about your problems and what's going on in your life. Everybody else is exactly the same. No one's really going to care about the things you do as much as you care about it. Coming back to the point is 99.9% of the fear will literally dissipate as soon as you press publish. For me, it got so bad that at one point, when I thought about uploading YouTube videos, my hand would literally start shaking because I was so afraid. Which, looking back at it, is just absolutely crazy. And after you press publish, all this energy you used to think about all the things were going to go wrong, like that people really care, will literally dissipate, and this energy will be used up for making better YouTube videos. Start, then learn. Don't learn, then start. You get better by putting the reps in and making 10, 20, 30, 40 YouTube videos, but intellectually trying to come up with this one perfect video. Come back to last summer, I had the original idea to start a YouTube channel. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to practice. I'm going to sit down and just talk and just try and make my first YouTube video. So over the next 3 months, over that summer, I'd end up making about 20, 30 videos of my first video. And the progress I made from making the first video on the second time and the first video on the 30th time was very marginal. But the progress I made from posting that video and then making the next 20 videos was very significant. Here I will stop trying to make the videos perfect and then just try to improve every video, but just a little bit. So stop focusing on step like 5 to 100 trying to make perfect YouTube videos. Stop trying to compare yourself to other really big content creators, because it took them like 2-3 years of simply just putting the reps in to get to that level. Just focus on your step 1 and then step 2 once you get past step 1. So what you have to understand is to start putting the reps in is complexity is the enemy of execution. So what you want to do is literally sit down with your front facing camera and be like, hey, what up mate? I'm starting a YouTube channel. That's it. It doesn't have to be difficult. The more you do it, the easier it'll become. It's literally the same with any other skill you do, whether it was riding a bike or even walking. Point number 3, accountability is key. The start of anything is quite difficult, so when things are hard, you're more likely to actually stop doing them. But when you have somebody else to keep you accountable, keep pushing you, things just become a lot more simpler. The accountability buddy could be somebody who's in the same boat or not. Ideally, with somebody in the same boat, somebody who's kind of struggling with you. And then you two can kind of like keep each other accountable and just staying on track. Or alternatively, just having some sort of supportive friends. And if you want to go a step further, create some sort of pact. So for example, if I don't upload a video every Sunday, I'll have to pay £20 or something along those lines. You can also make like public declarations about I'm going to be making a YouTube channel, but I feel like that just gives you a bit more anxiety to actually do well. So just keep things simple and kind of build up the complexity as you go. Okay, point number 4, you don't need good gear to start. So my first 20 YouTube videos were actually recorded on my iPhone 7 Plus, which is like 5 years old. Simply put your phone against some books, you literally just hold it up and press record. And over time, the more you do it, the more easier this process becomes. So you start upgrading. So you know what? You might think about having an external mic like I do literally right here, is just out of the frame. And then you might think about having some sort of lighting, or you might think about scripting the videos, etc. But you really don't need good gear to start. Okay, another example. So around 3 years back, I decided to get a camera. I think it was Panasonic G7. And then I was like, you know what? As soon as I get it, now I have a camera. So now that means I'll finally start making YouTube videos. Okay, so I sat down with that camera and I was like, you know what? I'm going to make a first YouTube video. So I ended up speaking for like 20-30 minutes about complete bullshit. I felt really nervous and then like really awkward speaking to a camera. I was like, no, this is too scary, I'm not gonna do it. So I just deleted the video and then never uploaded it. The kind of annoying thing is, I'm not sure what the video is. It'd be so cool to actually find a video and then kind of see how bad or not so bad it actually was. Okay, but the underlying point here is the gear does not matter. You have a phone and all that's good enough. So you'll think about upgrading later on, but at the start, the bottleneck of you making YouTube videos, literally you sitting down and pressing record. That's it. Okay, point number 5, 1% improvements are king. Okay, after making your first YouTube video, every video after should be just 1% better. So this could be maybe add a new transition, or maybe experiment with a different background, or maybe adding like a mic. And see, over time, these just 1% improvements will start to compound. These small, seemingly insignificant 1% improvements will seem like nothing at first, but over time, you'll see massive results. Okay, point number 6, ideas are everywhere, you just need to learn to see them. All of us consume different types of content, whether it's Instagram, YouTube, etc. So now, every time you actually consume it, think about like, oh, okay, what do I like about this video? Is there something I can actually use and add to my videos? Maybe this kind of transition, or maybe this kind of intro, maybe the way they talk to a camera, and start implementing that. Maybe if you have a certain idea which you like, you might think you have a different take on, or even at the start, you might have the same take on, so that you just copy the video. It doesn't really matter. And here the key is, the stuff you consume now is the quality of thoughts you're gonna have in the next 1 to 2 months. So you have to be very diligent with the things you consume. So you wanna create a good consumption diet, instead of constantly watching like drama, constantly comparing yourself to others on Instagram, to watching like Big Brother or Love Island or just some crap like that. And if you want to go a step further, this is a concept I learned from a book called Skip the Line. So the idea muscle is like any other muscle in the world. The more you use it, the stronger it's going to get. So how about every day, every morning, just come up with 10 ideas just about completely anything. And it doesn't matter how good or bad they are. So simply just practice contracting this idea creation muscle. Okay. Point number 7, I can't count, is editing on a crap laptop is very difficult. So here we're trying to make the whole content creation process a lot more frictionless and smooth. Let me just point out that at the start, having a good laptop to edit is literally not going to be that big of a difference. So at the start, you can literally just press record. You don't even have to edit it, you just have to upload it. And then maybe you can find some editing software on your phone, which is always quite good. Find some free software you can use on your laptop. I had this laptop for around 4 to 5 years. And it's not the best laptop for things like video editing. It did the job for university. But when it came to editing, it was so painful to use. For me, literally just to take all the footage from the phone, which is like 1080p, 24 frames per second, it's nothing crazy, and put it on a laptop, it took so long. The first I had to use this random software to actually transfer the stuff from there to here, and then that would take like 20-30 minutes. Then the audio and the video was not synced, so then I had to use some other software to actually sync all of that together. And then by this time, it's like 30-40 minutes has passed, and now I had to use the editing software, which took forever to use because it was so laggy and slow. And then eventually I decided to upgrade to a MacBook, and things just became just so frictionless. So I can use AirDrop to AirDrop all the stuff from the phone to the laptop, takes 2 seconds. Then all the audio and the video is already synced, so you can literally just upload it on iMovie or Final Cut Pro. Off you go, that's it. Super frictionless, super easy. If you want to know a bit more about how I systemized the whole video creation process and how I use Notion for it, I actually made a video about it right here, so check it out.